I haven't started today yet, but there's a couple of beautiful, pretty-faced wallabies just up there. The closest one definitely has a baby in her pouch. Oh, and the chaps who were coming to do the earthworks up here didn't show up. So maybe tomorrow. There she is standing up. I can just see the joey's head sticking out. So the wallabies are still just back there. And g'day. So we've got to pin this big board down and mulch in here as a weed preventative measure. So I'm trying to set a small achievable target for today because I wanted to get this board in yesterday, and as usual things took longer than expected. It was all those trips to the shim shop. So this end here tilts outwards, whereas up here we're relatively straight. So we've got a bit of a warp. I tried turning this upside down and that made this end extremely high. So the curve in the wood is a warp and a bend, which is fine for 50-year-old cattle yard timber. So we're going to go this way, and we're going to try and tilt it a bit that way at this end so that we can undo some of the twist at that end. So that's all. Right, so we're going to try and kick this back a little bit. We're just about right. So if we can get that in straight for a change. Okay, let's give it a shot. Beautiful. So it's getting dark, but I'm very happy. I got everything done that I hoped to get done today. And we've got our mulch beds, quite highly mulched, but you really want to pack it along the edges so that you can exclude light so that invasive plants can't try and climb underneath it. This is an excellent plan in anything you're doing, so do that. So next thing, I really want to fit 4 full-size banana trees in here. I've got a blue Java over there that's not very happy, 10 meters. So yeah, I'd like to put that in here, and I have 2 pups, suckers, from the full-size cavendish over there. In order to fit them properly into this bed, I'm going to have to move the cavendish that's already here that way, because the Queensland Department of Primary Industries suggests a 2 metre spacing. I want a 2 metre spacing, even though I'm hoping to provide adequate nutrition through the mulch at the rear when that starts to kick in. And yes, I know I've got cow manure at the bottom of that layer, but I don't know exactly what bananas require. I know they need a lot of water, and I'm going to set up the watering system before I put the blue Java and the 2 suckers in. So we'll see how that goes. You'll see how that goes as well as I do it. So see you next time. G'day. It's a bit earlier than usual today, so the sun's still up. I'm going to chuck some watering in here and see how that works. So get on with it. So let's find out which way up this hose is, shall we? Okay. Time to flip the hose. We'll have the water going downwards. Yep, okay. I got wet. It's actually a little longer when it's full than otherwise, so I'm going to get some tent pegs. I'm going to stake the far end down and pull it this way a bit. Oh, that looks good. So, I said yesterday I might move this banana tree this way. That's still on the cards. And then I can work out how much of the hose at that end needs to be pinched off. And when it needs to be pinched off, I'll try it with one of these little clippets, the sealing plastic bags. So I'll clip off the end of I'll get the excess hose to that end and clip it off down there if there is any excess hose. Remembering this is all going to be garden out here. So right, turn that off and think about covering it up. There's a couple of reasons why I want to bury this hose. One, it should help stop evaporation. Two, it should help stop sun damage to the hose itself. I've not got a lot of experience with these hoses. I seem to remember them falling apart a lot, but they may have been cheap ones, and I was honestly only a kid. So I got a good brand. It's got, I think, a 10-year guarantee. It might be 8. Doesn't matter. No one takes a hose back under a guarantee. So try and keep the light off it and see how it goes. So I realise that this is quite a small bed for bananas. I do know that the roots are going to go that way as well as that way. And over time, I'm suspecting that the mulch area is going to reduce in size such that more of it becomes garden bed, if you know what I mean. But I only want to water down there and see how it goes. When I first put the trees in, I'm going to hand water them so that they definitely get enough water, because if they're on the left a bit, all of their roots might not get moistened. So they will certainly get a few weeks of watering. So, time to bury it. This is an inline tap near the end of my hose. It's fantastic. It's a great idea. It's one I thought of myself, but it's still a great idea. So, a couple of hose clamps and an inline tap. And I don't have to walk the 60 paces, which would be about 50 metres or 60 yards back to the house, to be able to do this. Hose heads work themselves loose from time to time, just from being twisted. And when I found that it was quite a long walk back with the fully flowing hose, and then you come back, you fix it, you walk back again, it took up a lot of time. It was good exercise, but really, you don't need it. You'd rather be doing productive things. That is not that exercise is unproductive. But anyway, yep, a couple of bucks for a tap, $1 each for the clamps, and yep, I'd put these on the ends of all of my hoses now. It's a great idea. There are 3 wallabies in a fenced area down here that are getting a little upset because they can't remember where the gate was. Well, there's no gate. It hasn't been fitted yet. So I'm going to go to the far corner, which will move them away from that corner, and I'm going to gently guide them towards the exit. Oh, well, there are 4. No, it's through. One's on the outside that just ran away. I would really like to be watering the nursery right about now. Oh well. Hey, it's okay. You know the sound of my voice. I keep talking to you all the time. I know you'll move away from there, but you need to move in the right direction. That's it. That's it. That's okay. I'm just going to come down here. It's okay. No panic. And I'm going to come towards this corner. It's cool. Look, that one's gone. He's gone. That way. Look, your buddy's left. Okay. I'm just going to come this way a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. Could you go that way, please? That's it. That's it. No, 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 no. Exit's up there. Come on. Directly away from me. Come on, go join the... Yes! Okay, maybe now I can water. So if I move that banana to about here, let's see what that means. That means I can put another banana in about there. Okay, let's get her in. I'm going to start by getting the hole ready. I'm not quite sure how large the roots on this plant are going to be. Ouch. Alright, let's go find out if we need a bigger hole. Oh yes, got to get something special. So, a handful of an organic phosphorus for root improvement. Remembering this area here has already been, the soil has been quite well improved already with the manure and soil conditioners. Bring this up a bit. I love the spare bucket method of putting in plants. Right. Having just watered the nursery, I have to make the 60-yard trek back to the house to turn the tap back on. I will be back to water this guy in. Well, that's it. that's it for today. I hope it's very happy though. We'll know if it actually lives because it was sitting over there being watered every 2 days but doing absolutely nothing. But it's too dark, I've got to go in. See ya. G'day. So these two banana suckers here are what I'm going to get off today. We've got the main plant here. Its oldest sucker off here to the right. And over here we've got the super dwarf cavendish. It's got a sucker there that can come off. And I've left its oldest sucker here. And there's another one down here. So these plants were never intended to grow here permanently. It's a temporary home just to give me planting material. So at some stage I'll take all of the suckers off these and take fruit off the last tree, and then they're gone from here, but they will be elsewhere. So it's a bit fiddly, but using the hammer and, well, small machete technique leaves the roots on the parent plant, whereas if you just got a shovel and cut in there, you take all the roots off this side of the parent plant. So, fiddly, but worthwhile. That's surprisingly moist considering the only water it's had is from that hose in the last few days. That was only a couple of minutes yesterday. That's pretty promising for how efficient the hose is. Our plovers are about. They had 2 batches of chicks this year, and this is 2 parents and their baby, the second batch. I really don't know who's who out of these guys. I think the chick is on the right. Ooh, they hate it when you point. So that's the new bed, the new concept for me. I'm sure this has been done before. I would like to hear about variations of it, and please put it in the comments, because gardening, if you stop learning while you're gardening, you're not a real gardener. There's dozens of ways to do this. Am I doing it wrong? Is there a better way to do it? Am I going to have to move those boards out a little wider because I haven't left enough room for the actual banana grow bed? Or is that mulch going to break down and it's just going to get higher and higher and higher? I don't know. I'm confident this is going to work in a very similar form, which is why I have already determined I'm going to be doing the same thing across the front of the garden, which means I don't have to weed the encroaching lawn grasses and weeds anymore. There's another thing or two I've got planned across the front here. It's not going to be a straight banana bed. It's going to have a few different things in it. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I would like it very much if you'd like, comment and subscribe, but that's up to you. So good luck to you in all your endeavours, particularly in the garden, and I hope you'll come and join me for another one of my videos at some stage. So have a good one.